So hi everybody, this is David speaking from Segura, and first of all, thank you everybody for attending our webinar today. The subject of this webinar is trends in the PAM market according to Gartner, and I will present this webinar along with my colleague Ben. Hi Ben.
Hey, hi David. So I think it's a great initiative. Thank you so much, David. And I would like to welcome all of you on this webinar today. So most of you know that this is the second webinar that we are doing due to some technical glitch that happened last week. And it was David's decision. Let's do it again and let's invite all of them. And so just to make sure that nobody should miss it out. So it's a great effort by David. And once again, this is 2:30 p.m. India time. And of course, it would be according to your time wherever you guys are. So the webinar would be all about...
Before we start, Ben, let me just do this housekeeping, just to say that this session has been recorded and that everybody will receive a copy of the recording after the webinar. And you can use the Q&A box to ask our questions, and we will answer them in the end of the webinar. And just one last thing is that we will give away an Alexa at the end of the webinar, so please stay until the end of the session. So you can go ahead, Ben, sorry.
No, right. I just wanted to introduce the topic, of course, as the topic you can see on the screen, the trends in the PAM market according to Gartner. As most of you know that Gartner has launched the new Magic Quadrant report in the last week of July. And the entire webinar would be in the context of that. What is PAM market all about? What are the new trends in the PAM? What are the new technologies? What are the cyber threats that are coming up in the COVID scenario? And most importantly, how to deal with those kind of threats just to make sure the businesses are absolutely secured in terms of the IT security. They are meeting the regulatory compliances, and the entire environment is absolutely healthy for business to operate optimally. And of course, the content would be, more about what we discussed last time, and David would cover that in the detail. And as I said, we are going to announce the price in the end, and so it's. I would love everybody to be till the end of the webinar, just to make sure that somebody takes away the price. And I think, David, I think that's it. I think why don't you take it ahead and let's start with the webinar then.
Excellent. So we can start the webinar showing the content. So we're going to cover during this session who is Gartner and what it is relevance to the market. We will also introduce the privileged access management industry and why it is important. Then we will cover the trends in the PAM market according to Gartner. We will then introduce the Gartner's Magic Quadrant report for PAM, which, as mentioned by Ben, was launched last month. And then we will cover also the results that Segura got in the report. And we'll finish with key takeaways to close the session. So let's start explaining who is Gartner. Well, Gartner is a global consulting and market research company that provides information for from small companies to middle and mid-size and large companies as well. It was founded in 1979, and it is headquartered in Stamford, Connecticut, in the United States. They are a member of SAP 500. And Gartner has more than 16,000 associates spread over 100 countries. So, and to give you a difference between Gartner and other companies like McKinsey and PwC, not only Gartner provides consulting, but they also do market research and advisory based on their own methodology. So they are recognized in the world as one of the most renowned consulting companies. Well, Gartner provides services in fields like IT, finance, human resources, customer service and support, communications, legal and compliance, marketing, sales, and supply chain. And inside of the information technology fields, we have the security and risk area that it is covers the privileged access management field as well. Hold on. Moving to the next slide. So now we're living in the privacy area. Well, we've seen new regulations and fines that are a challenge to cybersecurity teams. Last week, for example, China has passed its first data privacy legislation, and not only in China but all over Asia Pacific and also in EMEA as well. Here we have a landscape of the data privacy legislation all over Asia. So most of those data protection laws are a mix of existing models. The American model, the European, which is based on the GDPR, and also the Chinese. So pretty much all of the Asia Pacific countries have already laws that are either in force or coming into force in this year or in the next year. And now we're going to understand why privileged credentials are so important and why they need to be protected. Well, according to the Verizon Data Breach Investigation Report, almost 2/3 of all cyber attacks and data breaches involve privileged credentials. And also the cost of those data breaches are much higher than the average cost. While the average cost of a data breach is $3.86 million, when this data breach involves privileged credentials, this number can reach up to $4.77 million, which is pretty much 30% more than in average. And now in times of the pandemic, where data from patients are heavily processed by healthcare institutions, this is a emerging target for hackers and malicious actors. And it is unfortunately the industry with the highest cost of a data breach, with 8.6 million, which is almost 3 times the average cost of a data breach. So it is very important for not only healthcare institutions, but all companies to protect their privileged credentials in their environment. Gartner also recognized the importance of implementing adequate privilege management. They chose PAM for 2 years in a row as the #1 project in information security. And by implementing the appropriate privilege access management controls, it's possible to address cybersecurity needs and also to reduce associated risks. Well, those risks, they can include the lack of visibility of the assets connected to the infrastructure and their respective credentials and privileges. Also, the lack of traceability of the actions that are carried out in the environment. Well, and these risks are directly related, as we usually say that it's impossible to track what is not managed, and it is impossible to manage what is not known. So it's very important to know everything that is connected in the environment. And the PAM is the right way to do this. Also in this year, Gartner has, well, even though Gartner has not mentioned directly mentioned privileged access management, we highlighted here two aspects that are directly related to privileged access management, which is secure the remote workforce. So we're living in a situation where lots of people have migrated to remote models because of the pandemic. And so it is important to protect these workers, and also passwordless authentication, which is a challenge for security leaders. And PAM is usually used to provide passwordless authentication to users as well. Well, this is the graphic gives us an idea of the size of the PAM market. And according to Gartner, PAM will continue to witness increased interest and adoption among enterprises of all sizes in the near future. And the PAM market is expected to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 10.7% from 2020 through 2024. In this year, it is expected to overpass $2 billion and reach 2.9 by 2024, which is a significant increase. In the Asia Pacific, now talking about specifically about the PAM market in the Asia Pacific, well, Gartner estimates that in 2020, the PAM software market was greater than 250 million, representing 15% of the global market. The PAM software market grew nearly 10% across both emerging and mature Asia Pacific economies in 2020. And the fast growth across all of those sub-regions in the APAC region means that this region will have an increasing significance in the PAM market. And this is something that we've been seeing as well. Emerging markets like Latin America and APAC, Asia Pacific, they are coming in as highlights. They are having increasing relevance in the not only in the PAM market but also in the cybersecurity market as well. Well, now more important facts about the PAM market. By 2022, 70% of organizations will implement privileged access management practices for all use cases in an enterprise, which is a significant increase from 40% today. Another important fact is that by next year, 90% of organizations will recognize that mitigation of PAM risks is a fundamental security control, which is a increase from 70% today. And the last fact that I would like to bring in this webinar is that by 2022, 60% of organizations will realize the business benefits of PAM. Those benefits include higher reliability and quicker response to shifting IT environments, which is a major increase from 30% today. More trends in the PAM market. According to Gartner, early adopters are now moving into higher maturity phases of their PAM program, presenting vendors with significant upselling opportunities among existing customers. So we had early companies that adopted PAM, usually big companies. They are now moving towards more mature phases in this phase. Another trend is that the market growth momentum is shifting from large enterprises to mid-sized enterprises, and even we see small and mid SMBs now, which is called the small and mid-sizes businesses. They are, as these companies are increasingly realizing that PAM is critical to implement. The next one is with the adoption of remote work, mostly because of the COVID-19 pandemic, as we've mentioned before, organizations are shifting to a cloud-based model. And the last trend is that by 2024, 50% of organizations will have implemented a just-in-time privileged access management model. This kind of model is really used in the PAM market because it eliminates standing privileges. Well, the just-in-time models, they say that the user will only have access for the specific time and for the specific privilege credentials that they need access. This reduces the attack surface and can reduce also in 80% the chances of a data breach compared to those companies that do not use just-in-time models. Well, now I'd like to bring the main challenges associated with PAM, still according to Gartner. The first one is that, well, PAM implementation can be complex and costly from both a time and culture perspective. And it is an important shift to companies because even though it is associated with security and IT, it affects all the companies. So all the users are affected from changing the way that they perform access in the environment. The second one is that it can be difficult for security and risk management leaders to determine which PAM features are most important to solving their organization's unique PAM risk. The next one is that the comprehensive the discovery and management of all privileged access is a significant challenge for most organizations. And it's complicated by new challenges for privileged access coming from the cloud. Also because of the shifting that we've been seeing, companies are changing their infrastructure to the cloud. And also from for development environments that are hosted in the cloud as well. And as we've said before, it is impossible to manage what is not known in the environment. The last topic, the last point that I'd like to bring here as a challenge associated with PAM is that some PAM implementation will struggle to fully mitigate all PAM risks in a particular environment, even after several years. And since, well, this is also because PAM can be complex, and companies, some companies, if they do not address correctly address their use cases and their PAM requirements, they can struggle for years to implement PAM. So what are the capabilities that are associated with PAM? So we've seen the basic capabilities that are the early adopters have already and introduced in their PAM implementation case. So the big companies are, and also the small businesses already are implementing, and this is what we call the basic capabilities. Those include password vaulting and rotation, privileged account discovery and onboarding. So discover all the credentials in the environment, the governance of all the privileged accesses, session management and recording, and also logging and reporting. Those companies, the big companies that are the early adopters of PAM, they are now moving to the advanced capabilities, which include just-in-time PAM, as I've mentioned before, artificial intelligence and machine learning capabilities, Edge system integration, which means integrate with ITSM, for example, and change management database, CMDB. Those are considered advanced capabilities for PAM. Privileged task automation is considered an advanced capability. So let's say that you need to restart a service in a specific server. So instead of just logging in the server and restarting the service, you are able to just click on a button on a PAM solution to do this task. So this reduces the attack surface and reduce cybersecurity risks as well. The next one is remote clientless access. And now with the remote access, this is an emerging, this is really demanding from vendors and from our implementations as well. Then we have privileged session auditing. And now we see as emerging needs, not all of our customers have these needs, but we see those emerging. The first is PAM in multi-cloud environments, and we offer several cloud management capabilities like Cloud IAM, which is unique in the PAM market. We are able to manage secrets and keys in cloud environments such AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud as well. Secrets management for the Devops pipeline, zero standing privileges, and CI/CD automation, which is also part of the Devops universe. Now you can ask me, okay, we already know that implementing PAM is not that easy. So what should I, as a security and risk management leader, should do to succeed in our PAM program? You can ask me. Well, first of all, my advice and also Gartner's advice is to define your unique PAM requirements, creating an inventory of all PAM use cases by all PAM accounts, including those for people and those for machines. Those those accounts for machines are also called service accounts. Then map those use cases against PAM functionality in the market, selecting a vendor shortlist for a proof of concept and immediately tool selection. Then it is important to involve people from all areas directly involved with the PAM process. We've mentioned before that even though PAM is implemented by the security and the IT teams, all teams are well in either way involved in the implementation of PAM, because the end user are those who actually use those the tools that are then the systems that are managed by the PAM solution. And finally, deploy specialized PAM tools. And this is very important because, well, according to Gartner, to be able to manage privileged access and to address privileged access risk, it is impossible without specialized PAM solutions. And this is not me saying, this is Gartner saying. This is Michael Kelly and Felix Gettings from Gartner that recommend implementing PAM tools. Well, PAM tools, they comprise three different areas. They comprise the PASM, the privilege account and session management, the privilege elevation delegation management, and the secrets management. So we'll start with the PASM functionalities, and then we move on to the other ones. And according to Gartner, privileged accounts are protected by vaulting their credentials, and access to those accounts is then brokered for human users, services, and also applications. And the first part of the privilege account and session management is the privilege session management. features. Those features, they allow the user to establish sessions with possible credential injections and also full session recording. Passwords and also other credentials for privileged accounts are actively managed through the PAM solutions. And those passwords, they can be changed at definable intervals or in occurrence of specific events. So let's say, for example, that your user needs to use an account. So the password can be changed either by a specific period of time, for example, or after the password is used. And those solutions can also rotate the credentials for service accounts as well. And the solution can block access to cloud, access to social media, to servers, to networks, to applications, databases, to a handful of devices that are in your infrastructure. Then we have the PDM, the Privilege Elevation and Delegation Management. And in this case, the privileges are granted in the managed system by host-based agents to logged-in users. And PDM tools, they provide host-based command control, privilege elevation for servers. And in this case, when the elevation is done for servers, they allow commands to be run with a higher level of privileges. And the solution can also control access and to control panel features. So for example, you say you have a regular user that performs commands in control panel. Let's say, for example, change a specific configuration and setting. So with the PDM solution, you can temporarily elevate the privilege of this user so they can perform the action, and then the solution moves back the user to a normal user. And also for Unix and Linux, PDM can also perform directly bridging functionality as well. Then we have the secrets management, DevOps. In this case, development teams, they work with a huge range of applications to not only build, but also test, deploy, and run in their environment, including third-party on an open source application. And for us to give to have an idea how important this is, Gartner estimates that by 2022, 25% of all software development projects will adopt DevOps methodologies from conception through production. This number is roughly 10% today. And many of these tools, such as Jenkins, for example, and Kubernetes, Chef, they store a significant amount of credentials in the execution of those projects, and playbooks as well, and scripts, for example. And it's worth to remember that these credentials usually have a high level of privilege. And when these tools are inappropriately used, for example, and this can reduce in a data breach. And when this happens, it's usually because these accounts are not properly managed. And finally, secrets for software and machine are programmatically managed and stored and retrieved through APIs and also through SDKs. Now that we've seen all the features that that are included in a PAM solution, we'll introduce the Magic Quadrant report that have been published by Gartner now in last July. And some of the questions that we will answer during this webinar is who are the players in the market, how they are positioned in the quadrant to help organization in the long term. And this is exactly the kind of answer that the Magic Quadrant report brings. And the MQ report is a result of all Gartner's research, not only with PAM vendors, but also with their clients. And this is pretty much what information the Magic Quadrant report brings. First of all, the report it positions the different vendors in the markets, like North America, Latin America, EMEA, and Asia Pacific as well. All vendors have 4 strengths and 4 cautions for the customers to evaluate which ones better addresses their needs. And the solutions are then divided into 4 quadrants. The leader quadrants, the challenger, which Senha Segura is located both in last year and this year. Visionary, where we were placed in 2018, and also niche players. And to better understand this methodology, I recommend that you download and read the report through our website. Well, according to Gartner's analysts in the MQ report, the past year has seen intense focus on remote privilege access and secrets management. Besides this, according to Gartner, several smaller vendors now have more capable and less expensive offerings than large established PAM vendors. And this is the case of Senha Segura. Even though we are a small vendor, we are now offering more capable and less expensive offering. And we will see that we've been placed in the quadrant as one of the top PAM solutions in the top PAM solutions in the market. And finally, Gartner considers that PAM is a mature market and that security and risk management leaders should cast their nets wide to look for potential products. And this is interesting because we've seen in the last years that Gartner has been reducing the number of vendors in each one of the in the reports. In the 2018 report, we had 14 vendors, and now last year Gartner has reduced this number to 12, and in this year Gartner has only placed 10 vendors in the Magic Quadrant report. And about Senha Segura results, now you can be curious about, okay, what were Senha Segura's results in the report? The first one is that our PAS product, the Privilege Access and Session Management, which is called Senha Segura PAM Core, is available as a software and also as a service. Our PDM solution, Senha Segura Go, is available in a software offering. The third one is that secrets management is sold as software or as a service under the name Devops Secrets Management. And the last one is that in our roadmap, Senha Segura plans to use artificial intelligence for sensitive data analysis and automation scripts and source codes. And also, we plan to add cloud infrastructure entitlements management features in the near future as well. So as we can see here, that we are located just a little bit before the leader CyberArk. So we can be considered the second best PAM solution in the market in terms of ability to execute. So this shows that Senha Segura is well above average and is among the top PAM solutions in terms of functionality and features. According to Gartner, our strength, the first strength that Senha Segura has is related to innovation. According to Gartner, Senha Segura has rapidly improved its capabilities and delivered many new product features over the past year. And now it's not me who is saying this. Gartner is saying that we are one of the most technically advanced PAM solutions in the market. The next strength, according to Gartner, is that Senha Segura is best in class. And this is not me saying, this is Gartner saying that we are best in class for account discovery and onboarding, which addresses one of the challenges that we've mentioned before, the discovery and onboarding of privileged credentials. And also, we are best in class for privileged task automation. So remember, we said before that this is an advanced capability according to Gartner. So we are the best in class to provide privileged task automation to our customers. The third strength is related to pricing. So we offer competitive pricing compared to our competitors. And according to Gartner, our pricing is highly competitive with quotes for pricing scenarios below the average for all evaluated scenarios. So if you're looking for the one of the best PAM solutions with a reasonable pricing and compared to our competitors, Senha Segura is your choice. It's your choice, sorry. And the last strength, according to Gartner, is that Senha Segura's offering has been awarded with the Customer's Choice distinction on Gartner Peer Insights platform. And customers from Senha Segura, they have shared positive feedback about its ease of use, user-friendly interface, and rapid deployment functionality. And what are the benefits that this brings to our users? Well, first of all, you have less deployment costs and less training costs to users as well. And to better show this, those are the reviews that Senha Segura got in Gartner Peer Insights. And we are the PAM solution with the highest recommendation rate. We get 97% of our customers that recommend Senha Segura. Well, in addition to Gartner's Magic Quadrant report, we also got great scoring also in the critical capabilities report. Well, the purpose of this webinar is not to go into deep into the results of critical capabilities, but this gives you an idea of our positioning in the report. So we got second place in the scores for privilege access and session management for global enterprises, second as well for mid-size and large enterprises, and the second best score for secrets management. So this shows that we can meet all PAM requirements for companies of all sizes, not only small companies, but also global, large and global companies as well. Now, to finish my part here, some takeaways that we can take from this webinar. Well, we see that cyber threats are a reality, and the shift to remote work has increased exponentially the potential to damage to organization, and not only to global organization, also small and medium businesses as well. Privileged credentials are an important attack vector that can be used by malicious attackers to perform cyber attacks, and we've seen that they explore privileged credentials to get access to the environment and also to perform lateral movement as well. Through the APAC region, the data privacy laws are increasing, and those data privacy laws, they comprise heavy sanctions to companies that do not employ efforts to mitigate cybersecurity risks. Well, to mitigate those risks, PAM is the main solution to manage privileged access and should be the #1 project for security and risk leaders since 2018. And this is not me saying, this is Gartner saying. And last, Gartner offers reports dedicated to the PAM market, like the Magic Quadrant report. And before choosing a PAM solution, it is fundamental to evaluate the different technologies available. So I gave you an idea of the MQ report, and now I encourage you to go to our website and get your copy of Gartner Magic Quadrant report. And by downloading this report, this will give you an idea of how to address privileged access management risks in your environment. So you also receive a copy of this presentation, and you'll be able to download the report as well. So anything you want to add here, Ben? I move the word to you. I pass the word to you.
I think it was a great presentation, David. I think we covered what Gartner is talking about PAM market and the other vendors, including Segura. And the critical capability report is serious. We have been rated as a second best PAM solution by Gartner for global enterprise and mid-sized enterprises. I think if anybody has any questions, technical or functional or related to business, we can answer that. Or if somebody wants to have one-on-one conversation in order to see the product, or would like to register any one of the opportunities, we can do that. I mean, you can always drop me an email. So that is separate. Plus, I think David, time for question and answer, and after that we can go for the winner.
Yep. I have one question here regarding someone wants to know better about the discovery capabilities that we offer. Well, in last year, in the last report and also in this report, Gartner has praised and our scan and discovery feature. Segura offers open connectors, which means that we can not only discover, but also manage devices from pretty much any vendor, even legacy devices as well. And this has been noted by Gartner in their last report.
Just to add on that, David, so all the APIs, most of the APIs are already inbuilt. So as he said, even the legacy applications. So since we have almost built anything and everything that an IT setup has, all we need to do is do the quick scripting in order to connect with that application on any device that you might have. It is as simple as that. That is something we as a vendor can do that. We can train our partners and distributors to do that. And we hardly charge for anything. So one of the key differentiator here is that the other vendors, their 20 to 30% of their revenue comes from the professional services. That means you have to buy their professional services in order to do these kind of a connectors building or customization. In case of Segura, which is noticed by Gartner, all the connectors are inbuilt. All the APIs are already inbuilt. All we have to do is a quick scripting, which is a very quick, I mean, less than few hours, and the connector is up and ready.
Excellent. Another question here is how long does it take to implement Segura? Do you want to answer this, Ben?
Yeah, sure. I think this is one of the best point that Segura has. I come from a cybersecurity background. I come from a PAM background. To be honest with you, audiences and attendees, it's not that I am boasting about Segura, but this is why these CIOs and CISOs and my distributors, my partners are loving Segura. Uh, our solution can be implemented within few hours. It can be installed, downloaded, configured, and installed. Everything is making up and running in few hours. But on a higher side, let's say we keep it on a safer side, 1 or 2 days. Within, and why do we do that? It's simply because of our architecture and is designed in such a way, and all the components that you need uh, to install and configure the Segura solution is already inbuilt. That means a single OVA file has the inbuilt application manager, inbuilt firewall, inbuilt database. Uh, all you need to do is just download that file, install, make it up and running. That means you do not have to buy the outside databases, outside the application managers. You simply download the OVA on a Hyper-V, on your private cloud, public cloud, wherever you want to implement it.
Excellent. Anything else you want to add here, Ben?
I think it's a high level that we have covered, David. If somebody wants to see the solution technically, we can demonstrate and we can answer more technical questions at that time. Or if somebody has any questions right away, we can answer that straight away. And one more thing, our licensing model is also very simple. Our licensing model is purely based on the number of users who are actually going to use the Segura PAM solution. It is absolutely simple. We do not charge you based on the number of devices. We do not charge you based on the combination of devices and users. We do not charge you based on the number of sessions. It's very simple. Number of users, that's it. So you know how much you investing probably if you want to expand, if you want to add 10, 20, or 100 users in the future, you know what would be the tentative cost. So there's no surprise at all.
Excellent. We have one final question here. May I know how was the support look like? Is it 24 hours?
Absolutely. I think if you take a look at the Gartner Peer Insight, which David showed about 97% recommendation rate, and there are 4 categories. Out of 77 reviews on the Gartner Peer Insight, our rating is 4.8 out of 5, and that rating has been divided into 4 categories. One of them is a service and support. To be honest with you, Segura has a 58-member team. It's a level 3 engineer that operate 24/7, 365 days. And this team carries 8 to 10 years of industry experience in cybersecurity and in PAM solution. And we speak global language, that is English, to support my partners, my customers from US, from North America, from Latin America, from Europe, from Middle East, from APAC, from Southeast Asia. So it's a 58-member team, of close to 60-member team, works 24/7, 365 days. It's a gold support that we offer. And there are maximum ways that you can reach out to us. There's a portal, there's a toll-free number, there's a chat system. And on a toll-free, our goal is to make sure that we pick up your call within the first 3 rings. We pick up your call, and any small queries, we can resolve it as soon as possible. Any large problem, we can resolve it within 30 minutes to 2 hours, or even less than that. I mean, depends upon the complexities. So this is how the support system has been built up. And so we do provide our local support as well with our partners, but our support is one of the best.
Excellent. So we don't have any other questions, but you are welcome to send them after the webinar as well. I also invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. So you can see not only this webinar, but all the other webinars that we have presented so far. And now, without further ado, we will take who is going to win the Alexa pricing. And according to my team here, the winner is Mark Warren. So Mark, we will be in touch with you to send you your prize. Congratulations. And with this, we will finish our session today. So thank you very much again, Ben, for your time. And thank you very much, everybody, for coming to this webinar today.
Thank you so
See you
much,
later.
everyone, for the time.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.